Hey guys, so I'm making this video to tell my truth of what happened to me like 5 years ago. And yes, I will be outing people and I'm going to be explaining more into that right now. So let's get to it. So, March 1st, I was supposed to be doing an event in Santa Ana, and that never happened because I got kicked out from the event coordinators, and that's fine. But it was because of false accusations that have been prolonging for like about 5 years or so. And the person that started it was actually the person who sexually assaulted me when I was 20 years old on February 29th, 2020 in Inglewood. And I strongly believe that this person who assaulted me reversed the roles to cover up her tracks and to just cover up the whole thing so that way I wouldn't say anything. It worked. And I feel like I have to do this video to say my truth because I need to say it. Like, I'm really sick and tired of everyone just outing me without even knowing the full story, first of all, and creating this false narrative on an innocent person. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of people instigating a lot of it and putting more fuel to the fire when they don't even know me. And it's ridiculous and it's very childish. And yeah, like before I get into it though, anyone commenting anything, bullying me, trying to criticize me, trying to give me hate, I don't care. I really don't. You're talking to the wrong person. You're literally talking to someone that is fully aware and I'm in my truth. I'm not weak. So you're not going to break me. I'm just really tired of having to repeat myself all the time. And that is why I'm just going to make this video and just let everyone know the truth and be outing people. So, yeah. So, that night in Inglewood, February 29th, 2020, I was out with my friends, Maggie Lepe and Danny, and their partners. And keep in mind, like, I trusted these girls. Like, I thought we were solid. I thought we had a friendship. And basically, I got Ubered by Maggie to her pad, and then we were just partying, catching up. Like, I didn't think anything bad was gonna happen. I really trusted Maggie that she would provide safety for me because I was coming very, very far at the time. And yeah, she promised me that she was going to give me a lift home, which only happened the next day. But that after we came back from the beach, that I would be in a lift going home. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I love that because I didn't want to sleep over. And what I just remember was Steven, her boyfriend, giving me a really little shot of tequila. Okay, like they're like this much. And I just remember like sitting in her bed, like, okay, cool, like, we're just hanging out for a little bit before I go. And I took that shot, and it was literally like I've been blacked out before, and before and after that event, I've never felt that feeling ever. It's like I took the shot, and like everything blacked out, and then I woke up a second later. And that second later was the next morning. All my clothes were off. I was fully naked next to my friend that I very trusted a lot at the time and her boyfriend I've never even slept over at this girl's house. I've never stayed there ever. We've never had that dynamic where we were all comfortable with each other like that at all. And at the time I was dating somebody too. I would want to just hear you guys' opinion on that. Like, would you let your homegirl that's literally unconscious, fully naked with you and your man in the same bed? Like, I wasn't throwing up. And I just felt very violated the next day. And not only that, like, her boyfriend tried asking me for oral sex the next day when she went to the restroom. Obviously, I defended myself. I'm like, no, like, what's wrong with you? What the hell? Like, no. And then he took his thing out and kept asking me, trying to pressure me before she comes back from the restroom. And I was like, what is wrong with you? No, I'm not going to do that. And he gives up, goes to the bed. She comes back. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm in danger right now. I don't trust this guy. This guy has abused her a lot as well. And I was like, okay, like, I'm going to tell her the truth when we're in public, because if something happened, I could just run away. Like, I could call my mom, like, you know, that's what I was thinking. I was in survival mode. And I told her when we went to go get food, and her reaction was really scary because she had no reaction. I knew something was wrong. And not only that, she also did admit to me the next morning that she quote unquote ate me out. I'm sorry, but I would never eat out anybody if they were literally blacked out, unconscious. Like, I don't remember her doing that to me at all. And I did not want her to do that to me at all, ever. Not while her boyfriend's watching. No. And she knew at the time I was dating somebody too. So it was even more violating my dignity completely. And like I said, I told her when we were out in public, and she had no reaction. She was like, oh, I'm so pissed. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, I was in denial the whole day, and I was like, oh my God, like, how did this happen? Like, why would this happen to me? Like, what the hell? And I was like, okay, like, I have no right home. I don't want to talk about this to anybody. So I played along just so, like, I'm like, I want to go home. Like, I just want to be away from these people. And it was just really awkward in the car. And, when we got back to her house from the restaurant, she got me a lift home. And then I started freaking out because her boyfriend starts messaging me like, oh, why would you tell her? Like, I was like, what the hell? I was like, oh my God. And it was just back and forth of gaslighting. And honestly, like, I have the text messages where you're about to read is her saying all these things towards me. She doesn't know who to believe. And then she says, oh, well, he gets aggressive with me. Red flag. And then on top of that, she admits, oh, well, you were really drunk when we were doing stuff. Manipulative. And I was like, okay, well, if you knew that I was really drunk, why would you even let me stay over? You should have got me a lift home. And why would my body be fully naked next to you and your man? Like, how violating is that of your own friend doing that to you? Let me know your thoughts. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys some messages. And yeah, I also strongly don't believe her when she says I was trying to give her boyfriend oral. Like, that would have been said prior to me confronting her about the situation. And I just think it's just pure lies and manipulation with that, too. Like, there's no way at all. And for anyone that's gonna be like, oh, well, what if you did? I'm like, no, I feel it in my gut and in my heart that I was not wanting these people. So, so these are some of the screenshots that are part of the slander, and it's not all of them though. There's like a lot of them that have been reposted and whatnot. But 5 months after that, during that time too, I developed vitiligo all over my face from the trauma that it gave me, and on top of that, I was just really, really depressed, and it was horrible. I didn't want to talk about it. My drinking habit got even worse. I just wanted to numb myself and forget about it. I didn't want to think about that day. I didn't want to think about what happened that morning. And I moved to LA, and I felt like she got afraid because I moved to LA, and that's where she's from. So that's what I believe and why she did that. And yeah, these are some of the screenshots, and I'll be going over them. So I will be mentioning names of different people as well, and people that are kind of involved in these screenshots. And I think, people should know what kind of people these are and who they're supporting. A couple of them are hairdressers. One is a pro dom in LA, and some of these people are just old friends or random people. But yeah, all those paragraphs, like where they were talking about Blue Mondays, I never went to the club with her ever. Like, the only time we were at Blue Mondays was for my birthday, but we weren't even in the club. We were in a parking lot with a bunch of friends, and that story she's talking about is not me. She made out with my homie's girlfriend, and that was a mess. But that night, we never did anything. Like, she was with her man, and she was making out with my friend at the time, and it was just chaos. But I felt like she fabricated that story with what's going on. But continuing with the screenshot I'm about to show you. So I had an event last March last year, and I get this message from one of the DOMs that I hired at my event. I don't know who this person is in this DM, but it's talking about this Dom named Miss Kim. So she's been slandering me. This is not the first time I've heard about this, and I want to get it out there with video and proof of her eating her own words. Like, this was about to come. Honestly, I don't even know why she would show up, but this message came to the Dom that I hired, and she didn't even know at all, this girl messaging her, that Miss Kim actually came to my event. That message was, I think, a day or two after the event, I'm not sure, but it was regarding to the event from last year in March. And honestly, Miss Kim, I really don't know why people hype you up. I think you're a con artist. I think you're a liar. I think you're a manipulator. And the way you move with upcoming DOMs is really unfair because you heard it yourself. You said you've been doing this for 5 years. That's not a lot. And the fact that you're putting down other DOMs like that, you're just like a bully and a mean girl. And honestly, to me, that's not a Dom. That's just an insecure woman that needs healing. Clearly. So, in the next video, I will be showing Miss Kim at my event from last year. Disgusting and disturbing that you're continuing on this slander towards me even after you came to my event, supporting me, even tipping me on stage from what I remember. You're really fake and you're not for women. I really think you hate women, and I think you like manipulating them for your own benefit and for whatever you're trying to pull through with your events. I don't feel safe around you. I don't. And honestly, it's just funny. You were enjoying yourself in the video. You were crawling on the floor, on your knees. You were having a blast at my event, even though you are publicly slandering me to your community. Now I wonder what your community think of you now, Miss Kim. Now that you're being exposed to being a liar and a really fake person. Honestly. And there's proof. So, messing with people's livelihoods like that, you shouldn't have even done that or even gotten involved. Seriously. But you did. For what reason? Jealousy? Hatred? Doesn't matter. You're being exposed. So, wonder what all your people will think of you now. So now the hairdressers, So now the hairdressers that I'm mentioning are named Alo and Lola. And I have proof of Lola even admitting and apologizing for what she did in July 2020 and why. And when I tried reposting it, because I didn't think it was sincere, she immediately reported it. So even after I tried reposting it, it wouldn't let me do it. So, and Alo, I think at the time they were assisting Lola when all this slander happened. So yeah, they were involved. And if you look at it closely within the screenshot, you can see it's a repost of Lola saying, oh, it is my duty as a hairdresser, blah, 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 that we're in the same community, in the music scene, that, she outs me. And I think it's very vile and evil of Lola till this day that I hear from the grapevine that even after she apologized to me, quote unquote, that she's still slandering me still. And it is affecting my business. It is affecting my opportunities. And I think you guys should know who she really is. A really, really, really evil person. Probably one of the most evil person I've ever known that I actually don't, at the end of the day, I was not close with Lola at all. So the fact that she's still slandering me after 5 years, you knew this day was coming. Exposing you. And even if you try reporting it on YouTube, Lola, I'm going to keep making videos and videos and videos so everybody can know who you really are. An evil villain and a liar. And you also use people too. I think people should know the truth of who you really are. I mean, I'm going to say the truth too. A lot of people don't like you, but because you're a vile person. So I'm going to be showing the screenshots of her apologizing to me, the date and time, and then also somebody too messaging them, someone that was on my side at the time, messaging Lola, like how insincere the apology was, and then still saying, oh, well, there's still accusations towards her, and I was just apologizing for my actions. Like, you literally, that's what you were apologizing for, and you're still doing that. Like, make it make sense, girl, because you're not. So prior to that apology, Lola did try following me maybe like a month or two after she outed me. I didn't understand at the time. I was like, okay, like what is she doing? Like I don't understand what's going on. Why would she follow me? She literally ruined my life and my reputation. I was so confused and I messaged her. I was pretty pissed. She didn't reply. She unfollowed me immediately. Fast forwarding to the next year, August 29th of 2021, Steven started following me. I messaged him, and I'll show you the screenshot of the DM of him explaining why he started following me. I think it's also disturbing as well. Obviously, again, it was just about Maggie and Steven's really toxic relationship. So, yeah. And also, the next day, Lola apologized. Not saying they were both involved, but I'm saying like the timeline, how it was strange, how one day it was about Steven and, him trying to get back at Maggie, trying to follow me. And then the next day, again, apology from Lola saying XYZ on why she did it, whatnot. Also, I'm just showing proof of Bane Belladonna of how she came towards me in the beginning before she outed me after I blocked her. I just thought she was being sincere in the beginning a little bit, and then I kind of started noticing some weird things that she would comment on my stories that I would post. And I didn't even know she knew my Instagram. So, yeah, I just was like, okay, I don't know this girl. She kind of got weird after I opened up to her. So I'm just gonna block her. Like I didn't care for this girl. Then out of nowhere, I started getting outed again, and then I see the Goth Angel girls outing me with other people, and then they message Maggie. And by the way, with Alexis Sandoval, she knew the whole story. She knew my story. We were friends for like 2 years. Yeah, like 2 years or so. And it's just really disgusting how she started accusing me of assaulting her right before my accident, and she actually went to go see me when I was in bed rest. So she was keeping that secret from me. I find out. I didn't want to talk to one of the girls in there. Her name is Madame Ren. I told her to give me space, and I just kind of thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna block these people. Like, I'm over it. I'm really tired. I almost died from a motorcycle accident. Like, I don't have time for this. And then, yeah, just all that drama started escalating more and more. And then this girl named Bane Belladonna, who I've never met in my life, I don't know who she is, again started outing me. I'm pretty sure she was messaging them as well about me. And then it went to this whole chaos. And they ended up messaging Maggie. So I thought that was even more disturbing. And also, Goth Angel were one of my really, really close friends, and I'm gonna show proof. I actually tried going to the police department to do a case on Maggie and Steven for what they did to me. And they were there, not physically there, but they were witnessing me talking about it, me planning it, me getting a detective to investigate on them. And not only did I find out that Maggie couldn't be found, but she's undocumented, so I didn't even know that. And it's just disturbing. Like, why would you do that knowing that, you can get deported on the quicks, girl? Because Maggie Lepe is not a real name. So, yeah. And I just thought that was just really, 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 really harsh betrayal that they do that after knowing all that. Like, it's just disgusting. It's really disgusting how they were very, very close to me and I loved them and I cared for them. And they just outed me on the quicks. So I just see immature little girls wanting attention. For what? I don't know. But they're very envious women towards not just me, but to other women as well. So yeah, I'm going to show proof of the... Also, I wanted to show a screenshot as well. They were assuming that I am a coward and that I deleted my account, which that wasn't the case. I actually got reported to the point where my account got suspended. And that same day it got suspended, they started saying, oh, she deleted her account, she's running away. Like, no. One of your ops literally reported so badly of my account that it got suspended literally overnight. I don't know. But yeah, that is the proof I have. To end this video, I wanted to end this video thanking all my friends that were very supportive of me doing this, just because they're exhausted and tired of seeing me just so stressed out about of what will happen in the future if I don't say anything, if I just keep my truth to myself for my comfortability. And honestly, like, this was divine timing, and I hope my point gets across that there is people who will lie. There is people who will use calling out others to their advantage, and I think people need to recognize that still seriously, and still believing these things about me that are from 5 years ago, and not even questioning the people. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, happy lunar eclipse.